Hello, my lovely wishes. It's Holly. Welcome to Dandelion Stitches, where guess what? We're going to stitch. It's a miracle. When we do these 3-month Battle of the Boxes, the time in between to actually be able to sew and to put that out there becomes a little bit smaller. So, how is everyone? I'm sorry, I didn't ask that yet. That's important. Are we good? I know that still, I know there's some struggling going on, and I'm really sorry. But we're gonna have a happy time here today. We're gonna create something cool. Well, I think it's cool, you know. So we're getting into that time of the year where farmers markets are happening, and I love a farmers market. Oddly enough, I really don't love a vegetable, but I love the concept of the vegetable, you know, and going and seeing what's been growing, and but you gotta take your own bag, and also more and more places are not providing bags, so having a bag with you is a good idea. So earlier this year, before I went to Minnesota, I made this bag. It isn't huge, so, but it also isn't tiny, and you don't want to put like so much in it that it gets heavy, or it kind of pulls on the bottom or the handles, or you know, fill it wisely, I guess is the best way to put it. So it's made from canvas. It's got a little outside pocket here that you can put your goods in, your keys, your phone, your, you know, whatever works. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go step by step. So it will be a longer video, but we're going to end up with another cool bag, so I can go out and fill it with cool things. So hang on, and we're going to do some sewing. Okay, so we're making this particular tote bag. It's very simple. It's got a pocket on the outside which fits my phone. You could put a small wallet, you could put your car keys, you know, whatever you need a pocket for. I did not put a pocket on the inside for a couple of reasons. When I'm trying to put things in a bag quickly and there's a pocket, and sometimes things get caught on the pocket, and I like outside pockets. I'm not a big fan of inside pockets. So here's what we're gonna need. I am hoping these pieces of paper will be somewhat helpful for you if you can read them. I think, yeah, okay. So I am using this. Well, okay, first of all, you're going to need a rotary cutter or whatever you want to cut with. You'll need something to measure with. You'll need some of these binder clips. Think I have enough? I'm pretty sure I do. Okay, so for the exterior, I am using this Rifle Paper Company Strawberry Fields, and it's canvas. I just am crazy for this. This is so, I'm choosing to say these are dandelions because look, they close up, so you know I could make a dandelion out of just about any flower. But anyway, so you're going to need some webbing. This is I think this is inch. Yes, this is inch webbing. You need 2. These are for the handles, and you need 2, and they each need to be 40 inches long. So those are the handles. We'll get rid of this. This is the exterior pocket. Now, my fabric is kind of directional. So when you're cutting your fabric, sort of keep in mind if it is, you know, if it is directional, you're going to want, if you're me, you're going to want it to look up. This is the top, this is the bottom. If you don't care, it's cool. So this is for the outside pocket. You'll need 1 of canvas and 1 of cotton. The cotton that I'm using is Marcia Durst Solids. Marcia came out with this awesome palette. It was with she did a subscription service where you could get a fat quarter, half yard, full yard of her solids, and this came with it, and I find it so helpful. I wish everybody who did solids put one of these out that we could have. I'm pretty sure that it's dark teal. It looks like dark teal to me. So that's the pocket. You will need two 10 by 18 inch pieces of canvas for the top and the front and the back. You will need one 13 by 18. This is the bottom. And then this is the lining, and you will need one 18 by 32 inch piece of whatever your lining cotton is going to be. This is the thread I've chosen to use. It is Orifil 2740. I looked at about 20 blues, and this is the closest that I felt like could come to it. This is when these handy little smaller ones come into play, because I don't need a ton of it, and yeah, it was cool. So that's what we need, and let's start making a bag. Okay, we're going to start with the pocket, and this is actually a really good place if you want to jazz it up, or like if you were going to use a solid color canvas, you could make some kind of a quilt pocket for it to kind of jazz it up. I'm just going with the basics, but yeah. So we're going to decide which is up and which is down. For me, this is going to be up. So I am just going to fold it over a teeny bit. Press. Sorry, I'm working around the tripod here. And then again. And press. Okay, this one's got kind of a lot of wrinklage, so I'm gonna just hit it with a little best press. I mean, it's the inside of the pocket. Nobody's gonna see it, but you know. So now I'm going to take the lining of the pocket right side out, and I'm just gonna slip it underneath that little fold over we just made. You're gonna have extra sticking out at the bottom. Make sure we got it folded under there. Good. Now you could put a couple of push pins, no, clips, border binder clips in there. And then I'm going to go to the machine and I'm just going to stitch it along there. All right, so I just stitched the top stitch, and then I trimmed the bottom off where there was excess lining. So now we are going to place it on the front of our bag. And to do that, I'm going to just fold the exterior in half and create a little center crease. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the pocket. And then I'm just going to line up those creases. Okay. So now we need pins. I know I didn't mention pins at the beginning, but we're going to need some pins. So we're going to take one of our handles, and we're just going to lay it up against the side of the pocket so that it's probably like halfies. Like it's half of it's on the pocket and half of it is on the exterior. Take a pin. And maybe a little one of these down here, just to keep things good. Okay, So we're just going to turn our webbing around. Careful not to twist it unless you like twisted handles. So we're going in a nice arch all the way around, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. I need a pen. And you're just gonna keep pinning until you feel like, I just put a couple of them in. I eyeball it. Ow. Don't pin your finger. Looks pretty straight. This one looks pretty straight. All right. Oop, 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 oop. Got me. Okay. So we're going to stitch up one side of the handle up till you are 2 inches. Trying to remember how I do this. Till you are 1.5 inches from the top of the bag, and take whatever kind of marker you have and just make a little mark so you know that's where you're going to stop, because you don't want to go all the way to the top of the bag, because we're going to need some room here to attach the lining. So then I maybe put another pin in like right there. Come on. Pin, pin, pin. There we go. Okay. So, does that one look crooked? A little bit. Ow. That pin's got it out for me. So, I'm going to go to the machine. I'm going to take you with me. We're going to sew up, across, and down. And then up, across, and down. Okay. Handy dandy stiletto, just in case I need it. Take that one out. Need another hand. How many times have we as sewers said that? I'm going to back stitch just a little bit when I got to the edge of the pocket. Just going to back up and then go straight again. To our white mark. Pivot. over to the pocket again, so I'm going to just back tack on that a little bit. One down. One to go. And there it is, the pocket and the handles are on the front side. So now we're going to do the handles on the other side. So again, pick your up and down. And I lay it across the top of the one that we've already done. And then I just line up the handle with the handle on the other side. You can feel it under there with your finners. All right, and then we're going to do the 1.5 inches from the top again. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Line her up nice. Go back to the machine and just do exactly the same thing I did before. All right, so we have a back and a front, and we have handles. If you are looking for perfection, I probably should have mentioned this like way at the beginning. You are in the wrong place, but I get it done. So now we're going to attach the bottom piece to the top, to the front and the back. So this is the front. Since I do have directional fabric and I chose not to fix that, I'm going to want the front to look like it's all one. So the fabric is going this way and this way, so I'm going to want to attach it like this. And that way when it's sewn and we're looking at the front of the bag, it looks like it's all one piece. So we're just gonna throw in some clips here. And I am going to stitch along here. I am going to back stitch at the handles, and I'm probably going to do, I am going to do a slightly wider than 1/4 inch seam so that there's going to be some top stitching and so that there's a little bit more room to hold everything together. So to the machine. forgot to turn on the iron. Oops, bumped you again. Okay, so now we have in front a pocket, and this will be the bottom. So back to the other side. So we have the front with the handle, the pocket, and now the bottom. So now we're going to attach the other side to the bottom. And we're just going to do the exact same thing. Just going to stitch it across, and then I'm going to press it, and then I'm going to top stitch it. Exact same thing that we just did for the other side. Okay, so we've got the exterior of the bag complete. We have the top, we have the bottom, we have the pocket, we have handles, and we have the back. So, and honestly, I'm okay with this. It is directional and it is going this way, but riding by on a horse, you know, not that big a deal. So we're going to put right sides together. You know how that works. Line it up. Throw some binder clips on it. I usually try and line up the seams here, so the side of the bag looks reasonably cohesive. And then I'm going to stitch down this side and then stitch down that side, and then I will come back and we will box the bottoms. So we've got the sides on the bag are all stitched up. Essentially, we now have a bag. So now we're going to box the bottoms. Give it a little shape. So I'm just taking the bag. Let's back up. I'm going to take the center of the front and take the center of the back and go boop. And you're going to get some points down here. I'm really hoping this is in frame. It is. Okay. And we're just going to kind of maneuver the points a little bit, kind of straighten them out, get them flat. It's going to feel like you got too much stuff going on, but it's okay. So, especially the front side, because of the pocket, gets kind of hard to maneuver. But so you're just going to want to flatten it out right there. And here you got a nice down to a point. So we're going to take our ruler and we are going to find the space on the ruler. Oops, I never have enough room. Get out of the way. I'll go this way a little bit. Okay. We want 5.5 inches. So coming down, coming down, coming down, coming down. So from here to here is 5.5 inches. So I'm going to take a friction, a pencil. You won't ever see it. It doesn't matter. Draw a line along that 5.5 inch spot. All right, we're gonna back up just for a second. This is a really good time to press the seam open, and I should have done it before I made my line, but I'm just gonna be careful to not disappear it. And then you can just flip it over. Honestly, sometimes I really don't even do this step, but you know, it does make it look a little cleaner. I should be telling you all the ways to do it and not all the ways to cheat, which is really how I usually sew. All the way to the end. Okay. So we are back on track. So we've already created the line for the 5.5 here on this side. So I am just going to finger press that open and take a couple of binder clips and just kind of secure that down in place. And now we're just going to flip it over. Do the exact same thing. Five and a half inches is there. And again, a couple of binder clips just to keep things tidy. And we are off to the machine. I got the allergy crud this morning. I always feel like I need to clear my throat, so I apologize. All right, we're just going to stitch right along that line. Right along that line. A little back tack. One down. Flip her over. Don't you guys do this when you take your clips off? You put them on your shirt. I do it kind of on the regular, and I was folding laundry the other day and binder clips fell out. I'm like, oh, I must not have taken those off. Okay, so now we're going to go to the cutting board again, and I'm just going to cut these off. All right. Is that going to be big enough? No. Okay, but this one will. I like little rulers. So I'm going to cut it at 1/4 inch. Honestly, it doesn't really matter what you cut it at. other one. If you are of such a mind that you feel like you need to get rid of that line, now is the time to do it. But I swear it's not going to show. So we're just going to flip it right side out. Get your hand in there and get those corners out. And henceforth we have the exterior of our market bag. Ta-da! All right, time to do the lining. So easy, just so easy. Oh, you got a little mussed up there. All right, so this is our lining. We're going to turn it. Yeah, we are going to turn it. Come on, there we go. So it's right sides together. In this case, I'm going to use pins because I like pins on this kind of fabric better. But what we're going to do is we're going to stitch down this line and we're going to stitch down this line, but we're going to leave an opening over here somewhere that we can flip the whole thing inside out with. So it needs to be pretty good size opening. Some people like to leave their openings along the top, and that works. That's perfectly fine when we do that later. But I prefer them to be inside. So we're going to just go ahead, go to the machine. I don't really think you need to watch me. So I'm just going to sew down both sides of the lining. So here we go again. Let's see. I left... I left about 3.5 inches of opening here, just so you know. And then this is also a good time to press that seam open again, should you want to. Okay, time for the chop. Chop, chop, chop. We're almost done. I know that just sounds crazy. Where's the line? There it is. Okay. Let's just use the other side. Okay. All right. So we have a lining. We're going to leave that lining inside out. We've got our bag exterior, and we're just going to drop it right inside the lining and bring the lining up to the top of the bag. Now, we have to make sure that the handles don't get in the seam. So that's an important thing. So then we're just going to match up the side seams. Now, if I didn't do a perfect seam allowance on both sides, we're going to have, what always happens to me is there's like a little bit more exterior or a little bit more interior, but you just make it work. This time I think I'm good. So I just go along and in this case I'm pinning. You can use the binder clips, however it works for you. I would suggest that you pin or clip it instead of going rogue and just sewing it. This is kind of an important seam, so we want to try to get this one as good as possible. And I think I actually measured it correctly. Everything seems to be going together happily. You'll notice that I start from one side and then I move towards the middle, just so that if there's any extra bulk, the bulk is towards the middle and not by the side seams, which already has bulk going on there. Okay, we're going to go to the machine and we're going to stitch the bag and the lining together. All right, so now you need to find that spot that you left open. There it is. And just reach on in there and start pulling stuff out. Okay, so we've got lining, we've got exterior, and we've got a hole. So I'm going to go back to the sewing machine, and I'm just going to lay this flat, and maybe I'll just throw one pin in there just to keep it together, and I'm just going to stitch up that space so there's no holes in the lining. Okay. So that's all sewn up. So now we're going to shove the lining strings into the bag. Nothing a good shape can't get down there. Okay, so now we're gonna just press along the top. Get out the pressing board again. Oh, sorry. I'm just kind of trying to get it started. I want just maybe just a hair of the outside up. See how it's just so the lining is down. to take it back to the machine and I'm going to top stitch along the top, maybe 1/4 inch, and we'll be done. And there she is, all ready to go. All ready to go to the farmer's market with you, or the library, or the grocery store, or wherever you need a bag. And lining looks good. Top stitching, yeah, this worked out really well. Now you could alter this in so many ways. You could make the bottom a different color. I could have used like a blue on the bottom, or you could do some cute patching. The whole thing could be patchwork. I mean, you could alter the measurements and make it wider. You could make it taller. This is like the basic recipe, and you could alter the ingredients to have whatever you want. I prefer the webbing for handles over stitching your own. They don't, I have found that when you stitch your own handles, that sometimes they tend to fold. Even when you got a lot of interfacing in them, the webbing will not do that. It will stay looking good all the time. So again, you made a bag and it's pretty awesome. So go out and investigate the world with your brand new bag. So what'd you think? I think it's good. I think it's, when you watch somebody make it as a tutorial, and it seems to go on and on and on and on, and I feel like I've been working on this bag for like 2 days, because when you're filming it, you got to keep moving. But it's a fast bag. It comes together really quickly, and a million uses, and a million ways you could really like zhuzh it up. So that's it. I'm gonna start next week doing the daisies on my rainbow square quilt. So I'll take you along for a little bit of that. Plus I have all of my blocks of the month that need to be done. So maybe we'll do some of those together so you can kind of see like what Cotton Cuts is offering. And they're doing on Friday of the 26th, they're doing another mystery. I think they're calling it, I think it's a circus theme. I think it's carousel maybe. I don't remember. Although I think I plan on signing up, which is ridiculous, but still. It looks like fun. So be on your mind for that. Cotton Cuts, they open on Friday at 7 a.m. is when they start taking reservations. And I guess there are some colorways that go pretty quickly. So I do not intend to get up at 7 a.m. just to do that, but we'll see. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope that, like I said, farmer's market time, perfect bag. And you can throw it in the washer, throw it in the dryer. It doesn't, if it gets wet and icky, it doesn't matter. So be well, be safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.